Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. And I think in some parts of the world, it's actually maybe a long weekend. Not that it really matters much because most of us are trapped at home. But anyway, happy Friday. So in today's session, it's going to be a little different. I'm not going to be showing you any techie stuff, but hopefully at the end of this, feel motivated to keep on moving forward in your business. So, hey, everybody that's joining me live. Love to have a live audience. It just makes it a little easier for me so that I'm not speaking to the air. So give me some love hearts or thumbs up. And if you're watching on replay, just make sure that you let me know you're watching it on replay. So the topic, 3 ways to stay motivated. Why is this so important? Well, as entrepreneurs, we all ride this roller coaster of emotions, right? I mean, we're so excited. We have something special that we want to offer the world. I mean, we're going to change the world, right? But then self-doubt creeps in. We start that comparaitis, I call. We look at what other people are doing. And sometimes, we start feeling like we don't have anything to offer, nothing worthy. But then the next day, we get some engagement on our posts or our Facebook Lives, or maybe somebody signs up for one of our programs or reaches out to us and they want to know more. So we're on the up at that point. But then the next day, back down again. Maybe we spent the entire day just trying to connect all those tech pieces and we're beating our head against the wall. So, or it might just be that we just have so much to do. We feel like that we're drowning. So does that sound familiar? I mean, if it does, if you're watching it live, give me a thumbs up or, give me some comments. I get it. I feel the same way. So today's class, I wanted to talk about how you can stay motivated when you're faced with all these things, how you can keep going, especially when you're ready to give up. So I have 3 analogies that I'm going to share with you today. The first one is called the flywheel effect. And it's actually talked about in Jim Collins. He's got a couple of books, and he talked about it in the book called Good to Great. And I just see that he recently, I think, published a book called Turning the Flywheel. So I need to grab that and read it. But this analogy is so great. So if you'll just bear with me, I want to just read a quick little excerpt. Because it just states it better than I could. So he starts out and he says, picture a huge, heavy flywheel. It's this massive metal disc. It's mounted horizontally on an axis, and it's about 30 feet in diameter, 2 feet deep or 2 feet thick, and it weighs about 5,000 pounds. Now, imagine that your task is to get this flywheel rotating on the axle as fast as possible. So it takes everything you've got. You're pushing, trying to move forward. And at first you can hardly even see that it's making momentum, but you keep pushing. And after 2 or 3 hours of persistent effort, that flywheel to complete one turn. So then you keep pushing. The flywheel begins to move just a little faster. And then with great effort, you move it around a second rotation. And you keep pushing consistently, 3 turns, 4, 5, 6. You keep pushing and it starts building momentum. And then at some point, there's a breakthrough. That momentum kicks in, and all of a sudden, that flywheel is hurling around faster, and the weight of it is actually working for you. And what's interesting is you're not pushing any harder rotation, but the flywheel is going faster and faster. Each turn of the flywheel builds upon all of that work that was done earlier, compounding all of your investment of effort. It's going 1,000 times faster, 10,000, then 100 times faster. And that huge, heavy disc flies forward with almost unstoppable momentum. Now, I can't say it any better than how he does it in his book. This is such a great visual for our business, especially when we're first starting out or we're trying to build up some traction, maybe scale our business a little bit. It may seem like nothing is happening, yet if pushing inch by inch, we will finally start seeing traction. So the key is just don't stop. Don't stop pushing. Because if you do, guess what? You have to start all over again. You have to start that momentum, building that momentum all over again. So that's my first tip for you to stay motivated, to stay productive, is think about that flywheel and keep pushing. Now, the second tip that I have for you is think like a truck driver. Now, what do I mean by that? You know, a truck driver, he gets into his or her truck every day and starts driving. I mean, he doesn't say, oh, I don't feel like working today. I mean, hopefully not, right? He doesn't say, I'm not in the mood. Or he might not, hopefully, he's not saying, I've got trucker's block. In other words, I've got writer's block. Or he might say, well, I don't like people looking at me. Or I don't want to do Facebook Lives because I don't like people looking at me. No, his job every day, he gets into the truck and drives the truck. So do you get the point? Even if he doesn't feel like it, once he gets into the cab of that truck, maybe he's listening to some jams, time goes by and he accomplishes his mission. So what about you in your business? Your job as CEO of your business? Do you get up and you say, oh, I'm just not in the mood to write my blog, or I don't feel like creating that content for my course? No, your job as the CEO of your business is get in the business and do the work that you need to do. Now, I will say a little word of caution. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you're doing the work when you're really avoiding the hard stuff. So instead of doing the tough stuff like doing your Facebook Lives or getting in front of the camera and filming the content for your course or writing out that content, you're posting on your working hours on creating your Canva graphic. It's kind of like that truck driver hanging out at the coffee shop. He's working, but not really. So again, as the CEO of your business, identify what those money-making activities are and start focusing on those and do it every single day. Now, of course, I'm not saying that we don't have to do some of these other activities, but so many times we get sucked into doing all of that stuff that doesn't matter for our business. So tip number 2 is every single day, show up like a CEO of your job and do the work, regardless of how you're feeling. All right. So thanks for sticking with me. So my third tip of today to stay productive is to stay in your lane. Now, when I was a kid, I used to be on a swim team. And when we would swim our laps, yes, ma'am, that's right. So when we would swim our laps, you know, we had those little floater lane things, lane markers. So when I jumped in and started swimming, I wasn't looking at the other swimmers. All I was concentrating on was getting to the other side, touching the wall, quickly reversing, and swimming back to the other side. So our business, we can become so distracted and quite frankly discouraged when we start looking at what everybody else is doing. Everybody else seems to have it together. They don't. Or maybe their offer seems so much better than ours. It probably isn't. And we get so discouraged because we feel like, well, everybody else is so successful. How come I can't be? Chances are they're not. So my third tip for you here is to stay in your lane, head down, focused on what you're supposed to be doing. Quit looking at everybody else. And a quick tip to remember is even if somebody else has an identical type of service or product, no one else is like you. You are unique, and your unique tribe will hear your voice. So, and again, I'm not saying that we won't get discouraged, we won't get sidetracked, but if we apply these 3 tips in our business, we will be miles ahead and we'll be able to stay motivated. So, as a quick recap, remember the flywheel, inch by inch, and then remember that truck driver. Every day, jump into the cab of your business and do the work you're supposed to. And the third thing is stay focused. Just focus on your uniqueness, and that's going to help you stay productive. So if just going to put, you need help staying focused and growing your business, then let's chat, send me a DM, because I can help you get to the next level. So I hope this is beneficial for you. I hope you'll think about those 3 things to help you stay motivated and productive in your business. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. And as always, leave me comments. Love to see what you're working on. And I'll talk with you the next time. See ya.